guys. Um, right now, where we're at, there's a lot of people that have a lot of anger, you know? They have a lot of resentment and unforgiveness of the things they've gone through and what we're finding out, you know, as the truth. Because America, well, not only America, but the world has been lied to, basically, as history as we know it. And it's just fact. But this is a huge test right now, okay? Because you're going to have to figure out what to do with that. Do you carry it or do you let it go? Even people who've been through horrific ordeals in their life, maybe throughout their life, most of their life, you know, a little bit of their life, but you hang on to them. And see, the thing is, you gotta let them go, because you have to understand the Bible. You have to understand what the Bible's talking about. God is telling His story. Okay, the beginning is the beginning of His story. It's not the beginning of everything, okay? But it's the beginning of His story. So, day 1 through 6, basically, is what He's telling throughout the Bible, okay? People haven't figured that out yet, but that's what it is. In the stories, you have to find Him, okay? You have to find Him. It's remarkable. It really, really is. He's laid everything there. How to get home. That's really what it is. Bible is our survival guide, you know, and it's our manual of how to get back home. Okay? So, but it's really about, the Old Testament is refining. You know what I'm saying? And what happens, but it's refining the heart of man. And that's the most important thing through this whole, this is the why. This is the why. And because love has to prevail. Love is the first. You have to love above all. You have to love above all. Okay? Because after everything that God has shown us, you know, the end result is love. And so, when you, the walls of Jericho, okay, is the walls around your heart. That's what the walls of Jericho. Before they could go into the promised land, the promises of God, the Holy Land, okay, they had to knock down the walls of Jericho, which is the walls around your heart, okay? This is what they had to do. Marching around 7 times. Any unforgiveness, resentment, hatred, any of that, any of the negative, okay, that darkness draws on. And I did a video on how that darkness gets bigger and bigger, and it manifests through these emotions, okay? And that is absolutely true. So if you're not getting anywhere in life, you just attack after attack after attack, and you can't figure out why, well, that's probably why. Okay? God can't work in you as long as you have that darkness and those walls up. He can't, the light can't come in and shine, and His glory cannot be, you know, because that's where He's at. It's in our hearts. That's where the garden is. Which I will get to in just 1 second when I finish this. If you do not cleanse that yuck out, that darkness, those cobwebs, festering, then you can't get to God's promise. Okay? You're going to have to go through some tribulation. You're going to have to go through some shaking to get that refining done. Because this is what it's all about. When you, every day, just, it's a process. It's a process. It's a process. But he wants to see that you're trying to do it. You know, he knows what he's coming to get. He knows us better than anybody. He really does. You know, holding on to that in a way makes a person play God. Okay? It really weakens you because it that darkness keeps a hold on you. As long as that's there, that dark spirit side that eats those evil spirits, they know that, you know, and they know that is an easy root for them. That's an easy seed, you know, to go after. And so every day the same team is going to come after you because they know you. They know what gets you going. They know what buttons to push. They know all that already. Why are you going to give it to them every single day and then act surprised that something else happened? Because you haven't changed anything, you know? You haven't changed anything. So they're going to go back to what they know works, you know, to grow that darkness, you know, that energy, that lower, you know, evil energy. You've done it every day for how long? Why wouldn't you do it again tomorrow? That's what they're going to count on. So, and it's the festering. When we start thinking about something, and something triggers, you know, they all triggers. I've done videos and videos on this. So please go back to my very beginning videos and watch these because it's so true. And so you have to learn the tools. You have to learn these tools every day, you know, because what it does is it brings peace. When your heart is cleansed and it's clear, it's not that you don't have, you know, things come at you. It's not that you don't have everyday things of everybody else. You don't react the way you once did. You don't give that, you don't open that door, you know. You learn to fight with your spirit. You give it to the Lord. Oh, Lord, there's another one today, but I don't know what you're doing, but I know you're doing something, so I'm going to give it to you because you're going to handle it. So here you go, you know. I know you have me. That's what it is. See, you have to trust. You have to trust first. You have to trust him that in your faith of him, that he's going to carry you through. You just have to know that you know that you know. And that's just bottom line. Okay? You have to just know. And so when your body, when your emotions want to and do all that crazy stuff and all that, you stop it right then and there. You stop it. Okay? And you have to give it to him, and then he places it. He'll place it. Okay? You got to get rid of it. You got to get it out of your heart. You got every day to clean the yuck. It's the yuck. It's the dross. He calls it the dross. You got to get that out of your heart. Okay? Your heart has to be as light as a feather. So why would you give your somebody who has just absolutely wrecked your life that power and control by not forgiving them? Because see, you still hold on to it. That's still something you have, you know, to go back to. As long as you don't forgive. Forgive them and move on. It doesn't mean you have to be best friends. It doesn't mean you ever talk to them again. It doesn't mean any of that. Okay? Forgiveness means you have to forgive them. And then you don't look back. You leave it there and you don't look back. And you move on. Okay? It's off of you. Done. It's off of you. Because I said this how many times? That is the forgiveness thing, that's kind of a standalone subject. You know, that's got a little by it. Because if you don't forgive, you can't be forgiven. And he's about forgiving, okay? He's totally about forgiving. But if you do not forgive, he cannot forgive you. So, do you know why he knows our hearts so good? And this is why he's coming to judge the hearts of men, because he knows the hearts of men. The hearts can't lie. The heart is what it is. It holds truth, or it holds, it's cold or it's hot, or it can't lie. Here, your body, your expressions, your eyes, everything else can. It can. Oh, I feel so bad for you. You don't even know. I'm so for that cause. I really am. I could just cry, and inside your heart is ice cold. You don't care. You could care less. So long as the outside, you can convince somebody, see? But your heart is just, cold as ice. He sees that. Or what about if you have to slay the law down, right? You have to say something you really didn't want to say. You have to reprimand somebody you didn't really want to reprimand. You got to do something really, it hurt you to do, right? See, he can see, well, was the heart crying? The heart feel bad when you did that. Yeah. This is how he knows the truth. Because that's where he dwells, is in our hearts. See? You can't put him there in that yuck and expect all these, him to work all these things in your life because you have him in the dark. That's where the garden is. Okay? The Bible is individual. He's speaking to every single person. Those stories are for individual people, all of us, one-on-one. Okay? One-on-one. They are lessons. It's your survival guide. Okay? Now, he has to walk in the garden, and that's where you get to know him. That's where he gets to know you. It's the refining of the heart, okay? It's the eating of the good fruit, because you're being taught by God. Now, when he blew that breath into man, we got his light. He gave us his light. He gave us life. He gave us his light for our life. All right? He's in all of us, except those that are not of him. There's some that are of just the darkness. They're not, they're soulless. They're not his. I'm not talking about them, okay? I'm talking about you, not about me. And most people, he gave us his light for our life, and then therefore he went into the darkness. He did, because it's the heart, really, the chambers of the heart. But he went into the darkness, and everything external, the noise of the world, the enemy of the world, everything it batters and batters and batters every day. So that way he stays silent. Because see, as long as you have to take care of this, you have to take care of that, take care of this, take care of that, take care of this, then you don't have time to walk with him. It's last on your list. You don't have time to put in to him, to find out who he really is, where he really resides. Because the noise is planted out there, all those distractions. It's on purpose. Everything's a test. So you have to make a choice. What's more important, more important. People want to know him, but they don't want to do what it takes to truly know him, to truly know the heart of God. Because to know the heart of God is to know your heart, okay? And you have to make the changes. You have to face it. You have to face it, damn, head on. It's your wrestling, okay? It's your wrestling with God. Because it's not that I'm not saying that we are gods. What I'm saying is, though, we are vessels, okay? And God resides in us. And this has to do with your blood, with your DNA, with all of the internal, okay? The external is the world. So, that's what you can't react to, okay? Because our hearts react to the external world, nana and boo-boo words, you know? And it gets just broken, and it just gets, and then the brain controls the mouth and reacts. That's what it does. You got to get these two in sync, okay? You got to get these two in sync. Basically, one's the Father, you know, one's God on the throne, and one's the Father, you know, the Spirit, the Source, the Light, you know. It's a reflection of the heavenly layers. It's really what our body is. It reflects the heavenly layers. So, but you got to let that. He cannot work. He cannot do what you want him to do when he's in the dark. There's no light on, okay? Because there's no light to shine on the truth. Okay, that's what lights do. They shine, and they shine on the truth, what's hidden, and they make what's hidden seen. Okay, and so you want him to like that, but you have him down in the basement, basically, dungeon, you know, all in the dark. What's he supposed to do down there? You have to wake him up. Okay, he's resting, basically. Okay, see, he's resting. You have to wake him up. Okay. What is this? How do we know this is true? Okay, well, this goes back to Moses. When Moses went to Midian, Moses was resting over there in the mountains, okay? On the other side. Seven daughters, you know, Jethro taught him how to be a shepherd. It's part of the story. Moses was resting, okay? And he really forgot all about Egypt and the Israelites. And it wasn't until Joshua came, you know. Moses and his wife said, "There's a man in the sheep. There's a man in the sheep, Moses." It was Joshua. And Moses was like, "Oh, come, stay here. You'll love it. You know, we love it." And Joshua was looking at him like, "What are you talking about? What about the people? Wake up, Moses. Wake up." Okay? There you go. Okay, and that's, acting a little bit. There you go. That's the same. Oh, this hair, I'm so sorry, it's driving me crazy. It's the same thing. That's what that's saying. I don't have time to go on, but if you watch my videos, I'm telling you, my videos, I realized why they're, you know, I always say I'm a bad titler. I'm a terrible titler. And I may talk about whatever I've titled that video, I mean, this much. And talk about something else this much. Because they're pearls. There's pearls hidden in each of the videos. You know? There's pearls. So, and that's why I'm such a bad titler. but they all have something. I'm telling you, and it's, if you don't believe me, that's okay. File it, because you're gonna need to use it. Just file it. But your heart, see, this is first. This is what has to be done first. Okay, you have to get that refining, and so then you can have that. You can purify it, you know, and then you have that heart of gold, which takes you. No, I'm not going to go into that one. I'm not going to go into that one. I'm not going to go into that one. But just get it out. Get all the yuck out. Okay? That's your first step right there. Because if you don't, you have a problem. You have a problem. The heart of God is your heart. It's our hearts, right? We all have that piece of Him, that light, right? So that light has to come back together as one. Okay? It's been separate. And now it has to come back together as one. There, it comes together grouped. Okay? It's one big group into that one. All right? It has to be done. Has to be done. It was the land that split apart, and now the land's coming back together, and it's His light. It's His glory light. It's His glory light. It's His glory. That's what it is. And so, if you're one of those that constantly pray, you just can't get that, you just can't see it. Well, you got something there. And also, people, you don't know to wait on Him. Guilty. We talk about it. It's not that we run ahead of Him because we don't hear the answer we want, or we don't hear the right answer, or we don't think we hear a answer. So we go ahead and take matters in our own hands, and we do it. We react and we walk ahead of Him. Well, then we mess it up, you know. And so now time is delayed because He's got His hands in there and fix what we just screwed up because we didn't have faith. We didn't trust Him. That our faith in Him would give us our heart's desire, or what we were praying and asking Him for. See, that's how all that works. So when you learn, it's patience. It's such patience. When you learn, you know, just don't worry about it. He's got it. I mean, you know, He's in control of this. So you have to know this. You have to know this above everything. And it's a practice that you have to do every single day. It's very hard sometimes. You know, it's very hard sometimes. Because He's going to forgive. He's going to forgive. And there are people that you don't think He's going to forgive, but He is. Because something happened to them. But I mean, if He changes their hearts, okay, and their hearts are now good, right, then He can work with them. He can make them pliable again. And so there are many people that they're going to be forgiven. And people aren't going to understand it. It's Nineveh. It's Nineveh and Jonah. It's your sign of Jonah. It's your sign of Jonah. Because He's good. He's good. And He's going to cleanse. He's going to cleanse the land. He's going to renew, okay, that which is His. Now again, there's that which is His. Not all are His. Okay? Not all are his. So I'm talking his. But he's going to forgive. So you have to forgive. And you can't fight that, you know, because at the end of it all, it's going to be love. And so no matter what we all battle with inside of these emotions and this, you know, mind going like this, of what we think, you know, what we know and what we, you know, it's his. That's why he says, give it to me. You don't know. Give it to me. Give it to me. That's why you got to give it to him. He knows. I don't. Okay? So, you're going to need this in the coming days. You're going to need it big time. I love you. I'll see you soon.